All right, everybody, what's up? Good evening. What's up, guys? My TTG fam, how is everyone doing today? Who do we have on here with us today? Justin Fox, my man, what's up? Glenny Trades, Tony, Tom, Miss Tiny Trader, how are you? Lonnie, Diana, what's up? Diana, I couldn't trade with you all today. Had to be back. That's okay. That's all right, Diana. We'll get you can jump in there. Diana said couldn't trade with us today. No worries. No worries. T Hans, Sean Miller, what's up, Sean? Chris 305, Renzo, what's up, bro? Manny De Silva, Nick Lamberti, yo, Fresh says, what's up? Pizza Mike, what's up? I had pork chops today, not pizza. Yo! Mitch, Fazil, Kim Nguyen, Sean Ramos, TGD Max, what's up? I love that TGD Max made his username on YouTube TTG Max. That is one of my favorite things that I have seen, that your username on YouTube is TTG Max. Adam, Eric Irwin, James, this too shall pass, Zach, Smiley, what's up, bro? What's going on? Daryl, yeah, Daryl's interesting day. Today was an interesting day. We had some stuff in the overall markets that I find were pretty interesting today in the overall markets that we're going to discuss. David Ramos, Roya, Jeffrey, Fritz. Nah, the weather's better now. The weather's fine now. The weather's totally fine. I had some issues today, guys, with my that tropical storm. I don't even know the name of the tropical storm, whatever it was. That tropical storm came running up the East Coast today and kind of smashed my area. I mean, there are massive trees that are down. I mean, I'm not talking like little trees. I'm talking like massive trees. Like after you actually look around town outside, I mean, I was like shocked to see actually how many trees actually were knocked down. But the power went out on me a couple times today. And that caused me to not take a trade in the afternoon. So my trading day was kind of cut a little short today because I wasn't comfortable entering a position with the situation that I was having with my power. So my power was going like on and off, in and out, and I wasn't comfortable going after a position in the afternoon. And there was a really, really, really good trade setup on SINT that I'm going to cover with you on this live stream. Alex Campbell, one of our other teaching moderators, he was all over SINT. I still walked members through the setup. We still talked about the setup. I was talking about, the areas to look for support, where I would be getting long, where I would be taking profits. It was a really, really nice trade, but I did not enter the trade myself because I wasn't comfortable with the weather issues and my power. My power kicked out on me 3 times today. 3 times today, I lost power. It kicked back on. I lost power. It kicked back on. And I just wasn't comfortable putting myself into another trade and putting myself in another position like that going into the afternoon. So I did not trade in the afternoon, but I still want to recap the SINT trade setup with you because it was a damn good setup. And it's a setup that I want you guys to be able to identify. I want you to focus on and pay attention to should you see this pattern again, tomorrow, the day after, next week, whatever it is. I want you to be able to identify this particular setup because it was a really good one. We also had a setup on ATHE, very, very similar setup to SINT. So we're going to talk about those 2 trades. I also made a trade on SSNT today. I lost some money on SSNT. ATHE was my big money maker today, finishing the day essentially with 1 for 2 with a losing trade on SSNT, a winning trade on ATHE. Still finishing the day solid green. And then I'm going to recap for you SINT, which again, I did not trade SINT because of my power issues with the weather cutting me in and out. and I didn't want to be in a full position size and then lose power. So I opted not to trade it, but I still want to cover that setup with you so you can learn from it. Then we also had some action today in cannabis stocks. We had some action today in cannabis stocks. I'm going to let the wolf guys. I got Jason Spatafora. No one knows that industry better than him. Nailed some Tilray call options. Was taking profits on that position there today. That was a nice solid win for him and a lot of members in chat today. So I'm going to let Jason kind of talk to you guys a little bit about the cannabis stocks. Jason, just say what's up to everybody.
What's up, everybody?
So I'll let Jason kind of later go over with you guys kind of the situation there with the cannabis stocks, because I know a lot of people lately especially have been talking about cannabis. I mean, Jason has talked about cannabis a couple times in the last week or two. And then again, another big trade today on Tilray. I'll just pull up Tilray for you guys real quick. And you guys can see Tilray. Let me pan this over. Okay, Tilray, nice solid move today. Real nice move today, guys, from 750 up to 875. Real nice move on Tilray. And the wolf is in, or was in, Tilray call options, and the rest of the TTG crew banked on it. So I'm going to let him recap that trade for you and talk to you guys maybe a little bit about the state of the cannabis market. And then we're going to kind of just dive in, like I said, to all my trade recaps here from the day. So we've got a nice little stream. We also had a lot of strength in the overall markets today. You know, the SPY finishes at a dead high of the day. We are at $330 on the SPY, which is insane that we are $9 away from an all-time high on the SPY. $9. We are $9 away from an all-time high on the SPY, which is mind-boggling when you really think about the state of the economy and the fact that we still don't have a stimulus deal. Okay, crazy to me. I'll tell you what was somebody just said in chat that like today was a strange day. The strangest part of the entire day today, in my opinion, was this. Because on the SPY, we literally went from a news headline broke at just after 2 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern time that we might be at least 2 weeks away from a stimulus deal in Congress. Not 2 hours, not 2 days. We could be 2 weeks away. Guys, unemployment benefits expired on Friday. Unemployment benefits expired on Friday. We still don't have a deal. And you have now a headline comes out of Washington after 2 p.m. today saying it might take 2 weeks. And the market starts to pull back in off that headline. And then markets were like, honestly, you know what? We really don't give a shit. And we're going to rally that entire move back. Not only rally the entire move back, but we're actually going to do one better. And we're going to make a brand new high of the day right into the close, right in the face of a news headline that we might be 2 weeks away from a stimulus deal. That, to me, was the strangest part of the day. Not my power cutting out 3 times, not seeing my neighbor's tree that is, 150 feet high fall across onto his roof. Okay, that wasn't the strangest part of my day today. The strangest part of my day today was watching the SPY react to the way that it did to that headline. It just seems like the markets do not care about anything stimulus bill related because the markets have just accepted the fact that whenever it happens, whatever it is, but there will be another deal. And it is crazy to me that that's the price action that we're seeing off of that stimulus. Now, I've talked in the past on other live streams over the last couple of weeks where I've said that I think that we are going to get enough stimulus from the Fed and from Congress to hold the markets up here until we get a vaccine. And once we get a vaccine, that vaccine news should be enough to push us to an all-time high. And you are starting to see this strength in the markets again and again and again unfolding right before your eyes. Every single person that continues to try to short this market continues to get burned. Everybody that continues to short this market is getting burned. If you have been trying to short the SPY since April, at any point during that time, you are getting burned. Okay, your time to short the markets were in March. All right, if you are shorting the markets still in this environment, you continue to get chopped up, you continue to get burned because this is just, I think it's just inflated asset prices due to the Federal Reserve and all of that stimulus. And then you have, I guess the markets are just saying to themselves, yeah, maybe it takes them a couple more days, maybe it takes them a couple more weeks, but however long it takes, we will have another stimulus bill. And that's the action that the markets gave you today. That's the action the markets gave. The action of the markets today was we really don't care if it takes them 2 weeks to come up with another stimulus package. We really don't care. And that's what the market showed you the final hour of the day. So tech remains strong, Apple, Amazon, Google, Facebook, Microsoft, all the big tech names, the NASDAQ all-time high today. Okay, those names still remain strong. AMD. Can we get a round of applause for AMD? I mean, my God, $86? How many of you, show of hands, own AMD? If you have been a follower of my YouTube channel within this last year, you should be an owner of AMD. Okay, show of hands. Yes, Nick Jones made 6K on AMD today. Chris, Matey Mate, AMD, printing money. Colin, AMD. Adam, yes. Chris Botsis, yes. Smiley, yes. Kevin Cooper, boom. Yes.
Hey, Mike, why don't you, I know that you love AMD. Take a look at Square, please.
Yeah, I know, Square. Square is even crazier.
300% since the entry.
300% in Square. Unbelievable. 2 years now. Donald owns it for 2 years now. Yes. Raise up 2,500. Jeffrey owns it now for a while. Yes, yes. Zach in from 48.90. Woo! Pretty Lily owns it. Fazil Ali owns it. Fausto owns it. Yes. 500 shares. Justin. Yes. Owns it since April. Woo! Hell yeah, man. Sean Miller, I'm pumped for my one-on-one with you. It's October 30th. We're scheduled. Sean Miller, I'm looking forward to our one-on-one, man. I'm super proud of what you've been able to accomplish. I'm excited for our one-on-one as well. That's okay. That's all right. There'll be more, guys. There'll be more. Which one do I like better? Kenneth asked me AMD versus Boeing. I like AMD.
Yeah.
I like AMD. I like AMD better than Boeing. I think AMD is a baby NVIDIA. I've been saying it for months. I think it's a $150 stock within the next 2 to 3 years. At the rate it's going, it might happen even sooner. But I've been saying since the stock was in the 40s, I've been saying that I think that is a $150 stock. And we're already up at 86. Wow, Justin says his dad is owned. Okay, nice. His dad owns Square from 100.
Yeah,
Very
Vanessa
nice.
still owns Square. Vanessa's a better trader than me.
Very nice. Let's see. SQ's up huge after. Why? Did they have earnings?
Yeah.
Oh wow, they had earnings today. Yeah. $152. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, guys. The entry for that was $40.
Yes, in March.
And I thought I was a genius for selling for 100% at 85.
$152 a share. Oh my goodness. They didn't report earnings until 7 o'clock? Is that accurate?
Yeah, it just went.
Why did they wait so long to report earnings at 7 o'clock?
Who knows? Just screw with everybody.
Wow.
But look, this is exactly what we were talking about the other day about some of these tech earnings. Like Roku is tomorrow. I think I'm gonna buy $200 calls.
Yeah.
Just like YOLO. It's nuts the way everything's just going right now.
Yeah.
I mean, like look, Twilio was $68 in March. It hit 285 today.
That's ridiculous, man. Guys, I gotta tell you guys, these tech names.
Yeah, look at Roku, bounced right off 60. It's insane.
These tech stocks are just unbelievable, honestly.
Yeah, and this is the thing. The rest of the market is like flailing. It's just tech is pulling everything up and giving us all a false sense of security. Even today, and me and Jim Cramer don't agree on much. I mean, the guy blocked me, for God's sakes.
That's the funniest thing, I think, ever, by the way.
I never even tweeted to him. He said, he's like, this market is stupidly bullish. So, I agree, but you can't fight it. You can't fight tech names anyway. Everything's going to hit a new all-time high, guys, on the indexes. What did I say? On Sunday, I go, all right, QQQ is hitting 270. We hit 270. Roku already hit 160. It's going to go for 170 before earnings. No problem. IWM going to hit new all-time high probably end of the week or next week.
You think so?
Well, think about it this way.
I mean, IWM is far away from its all-time high.
I thought 153 was its all-time high.
IWM's all-time high is like 173 and change.
All right, then I'm talking about the recent high.
Oh, okay, yeah. Your June high is 153 and change.
Yeah. It's gonna hit that again, no problem.
Yeah, Roku is interesting, man. I mean, I think there's some high expectations for Roku. I think you've seen it the last 2 days. I think the strength the last 2 days in Roku is kind of the anticipation. Okay, I think it's kind of the anticipation of the earnings. And they're tomorrow, you said, right after the bell?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe, at least like some 180 calls, maybe, just get something.
Yeah. So here's my strategy with it. I know we'll get into all this stuff later, but the day, so let's say I just completely miss on my YOLOs. All right. So I was looking at them today. They were like $2 a piece for the 200 Roku calls, which isn't bad. So let's say I get 40, or not 40. Let's say I buy $5,000 worth, which is like 25. I'm not worried about it because the day after earnings is the best day to trade Roku and just flip it.
Yeah.
Like to make some Frankenstein or Wolfenstein trades. I had to rename it after Boeing today.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, guys, if you don't hear from me on Friday morning, you know exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah, guys, we've got a lot to cover on this live stream. let's add that in, Wolf. When you're talking about the cannabis stocks and review the Tilray trade, we'll also have you go in and talk about Roku and maybe your plans on Roku and how you plan on trading that. If you want to do something before the earnings, maybe give some ideas if someone wants to play the earnings print and then kind of the game plan. Then kind of maybe the game plan after the earnings print and how you've traded Roku in the past on those earnings calls. Guys, honestly, there's two things that I will say that there's two stocks or two different types of stocks that if I'm going to trade them, I will ask the Wolf before I trade them what his opinion is. Two, and that's any cannabis stock whatsoever and Roku. I've actually made jokes with Jason where I'm like, bro, because his accuracy is so high on Roku, I've said to him before, I go, why do you even trade? Why do you bother trading anything else? Because just trade Roku and Roku only. Because it's insane the feel for the pulse of that stock that he has. So we're gonna get into a lot of stuff on this live stream, guys. Before I do, how many non-TTG members do we have on here joining us on the stream? How many of you guys are non-TTG members? All right, Kevin, Colin, MJ Racer, the Nick. Tommy Tunes, what's up? Dominic, Petrev, Zach, New York Jets, Eugene, Jason, Carlton, Chris, Kenneth, SETI Trades, Javier Lopez, Sophia. Nice, Eric Irwin just joined today. Eric, welcome to the family. Rodrigo, Anna Marie, Brian, Shememsta. Colin says, I'll be a member in December. Colin, it's a long ways away, man. You're missing out. In the meantime, Bob, Bhavana, Pato, Bo. Oh, no, Bo. My bad. Antonio, Zahir. Nice. Slow Shrink joined today. Welcome to the family. Yes. Jason, Kim, Carl, Brent, GM. All right, guys. Mitra. Guys, okay, so of the non-TTG members, how many of you were in chat today? You're not a TTG member. How many of you were in chat today for the free TTG Tuesday? The chat was open and free today for everyone to come in, join us, trade with us live. Okay, you could have caught that ATHE trade. We had a couple of things that we were looking at. Nice. Johnny B made $400 on your Tilray call, Wolf. Very nice. Nice. David Patia, recent member, says, what's up, Mike? I'm loving my membership so far. Nice. Demetrius, first live stream. Welcome. Copper Hunter crushed SRNE today. Very nicely done. Bobby Wiggins was there. Jason, Colin. Very nice, guys. Bobby Morris. Yo, Mike 3D. What's up, brother? TGD member in the house. Nice. Dominic, MJ Racer was there. Very nice. Very nice, Glenn. $5,000 today. Great job. Travis, good evening. What's up? All right, good, guys. Very good. Very good. So we have a lot of non-teaching members that are joining us on the live stream. I love when we have some new faces and some new names. Guys, before we get into the live stream today, like I said, we're going to talk about some trade recaps on ATHE. We're going to talk about SINT. I'm going to recap my SSNT trade. That was the one losing trade from today. I'm going to recap all those trades from today. The Wolf's going to cover his Tilray call option, which was a big win for members in chat today. You just heard Johnny B nailed $400 on that trade alone today. Nice job, Johnny. And I'm also going to have him give you a little bit of a quick little update on the state of the cannabis market. But then we're going to talk about Roku. I really want him to talk about Roku with you guys. Earnings have been nuts. Okay. Disney did earnings today. Square did earnings. You had Apple earnings were out of control. Amazon, Facebook, Microsoft, all the big names have reported earnings, and the names just, the anticipation is getting higher and higher, and the expectations are getting higher and higher for the rest of the tech names. And Roku is set to report tomorrow. And the Wolf and I were just talking about, if we have a good earnings print, you can see the stock make new all-time highs easily. And I want him to discuss Roku with you because he's one of the best stocks, or one of his highest accuracy stocks that he trades is Roku. So I think it'll be really good for him to talk about that and break it down for you. So before we get things started on this live stream, guys, I'm going to start this off same way I do every live stream, and that is with a blanket Q&A session. Guys, I'm only going to take like 3 or 4 questions. There's a lot that I want to cover on this live stream, especially recapping 3 trades for you. And then the Wolf's going to recap a trade, and then he's going to talk about what to expect with Roku earnings. So fire away, guys, maybe 3 or 4 questions. Go right ahead. Anything you want for me or the Wolf. Give some time for more people to log on, and then we're going to get into the trade recaps. Nice. OBX Alvarez, $4,500 in 2 days. That's what I'm talking about. Nicely done. Nice. Mark S. crushed those Tilray calls with you, Jason. Nice. Matt Spagnolo. Any relation to the defensive coordinator? Matt Spagnolo joined the TGD fam today. Matt, welcome to the family, brother. Welcome to the family. Thoughts on how long this market condition will continue in small caps? Honestly, probably till September. The July and August are typically a slow. It's the summer trading. People call it summer trading. So I don't really see any reason for that to change in August at this current moment, unless you get a couple of really big short squeezes that could really wake things up for a couple of days at a time. Like when you had the Kodak short squeeze that woke things up for like 1 or 2 days. You still have some pretty good moves, guys. Don't get me wrong. You still have some pretty good moves. It's just not as like blanket as it was in May and June. In May and June, it was like almost every single small cap was just exploding. Now you've got to be more selective. You got to be more selective with the stocks that you go after. You've got to be a little quicker to take profits. You can't be expecting those home run trades every single day, but there still is some really good moves. I've been pulling money out of these stocks now for a little while. Like, yes, am I nailing like the days of going 5 for 5 with 5 home run trades and nailing those huge monster days that can make your entire year, like I was doing in May and June? Not really. Okay, but we're still pulling out some really good P&L on a lot of these names. And diversity is key. Diversity is key. I talk about diversity a lot in TTG. I talk about diversity with all my TTG fam, the importance of you guys being able to not just be one-trick ponies and to be able to not only trade small caps, but mid caps, large caps. If you have a smaller account, obviously, then you're not going to be trading large caps, but you can do so by means of options. Okay. And, I'm going to have the Wolf talk to you about, he's a fantastic options trader. I'm a stock trader first. I also do trade options, but I definitely trade more stocks than I do options. I prefer stocks over options, but I do trade options very often. But I'm a stock trader first. But diversity is crucial, guys, in being a consistently profitable trader, because there's a couple of people. I've had a few people that have messaged me that ever since June, like in the mid-July up until now, they've been having a little bit of a harder time trading. That the things have tightened up a little bit since they did in May and June. But then you're still missing like tremendous moves in a lot of these large cap names. Like you take a look at a stock like Roku that's gone from 110 to 166 in a matter of 4 weeks. You take a look at Square, you take a look at Apple, you take a look at all of these large cap stocks. You take a look at AMD. Okay, you look. I mean, just look at these stocks. I mean, look at AMD. I mean, look at this move that AMD has made in the last 2 weeks. Okay, it's like, when you take a look at like a stock like Nvidia, you take a look at a stock, okay, like Netflix. You take a look at what was another one that we just had? That Square. We were just looking at Square. It's like you take a look at some of these stocks and you're like, my God, it's like it's almost like the large cap stocks are trading with the volatility that you would typically see in a small cap, because that's how active the entire tech and Nasdaq sector has been. That's why the Nasdaq is sitting at all-time highs, while the SPY and the Dow are still quite a ways underneath it, even though we're getting extremely close. But we're still well beneath those all-time highs. We're not, quite knocking on the door just yet. But the Nasdaq is already at all-time highs. New all-time highs today, to be exact. Okay. And that's because of all these tech names that I'm showing you. And that's why it's so important for you guys to be diversified traders. Okay. It's why it's important for you to learn options. It's why you guys see me on this YouTube channel always talking about diversity. You always see me talking about stocks and options. You see me trading everything. I'm not just focusing on one particular thing. You guys have seen me now. If you've been following my channel for a while, you've seen me trade small caps. You've seen me trade mid caps. You've seen me trade large caps. You've seen me trade options, and you have seen me trade ETFs. I trade all of them because I'm a diversified trader, and I take my education, I take my experience and my knowledge, and I expand it, and I just spread it out, and I follow the opportunity. And if you're struggling in one particular asset class, if you're struggling in small caps, then I highly recommend that you expand your education. You go through all of the option courses. Guys, you have an entire options course section available on the TeachD website, beginner options and advanced options. You guys have access to all this stuff. Everything is included in your membership. It's totally free with your membership, guys. There's no upcharge, there's no upsell, anything like that. And I think that if you are finding yourself struggling more in small caps than you were previously, instead of continuing to bang your head against the wall, instead of you continuing to try to fit a square peg into a round hole, take the time, take a week, take 2 weeks, go through the option courses and learn how to trade options so that you can take advantage of a stock like Apple, a stock like Square, a stock like Roku. Because I'll tell you what, I don't even have to ask. I know what the wolf is going to be doing tomorrow and the day after. He's going to be looking at Roku. He's going to be trading Roku. I already know that. And with Roku coming up on earnings, you can see Roku gap up and get to $180, $185. And if you're in call options, you can make 200, 300, 400% on your money, depending on the option, the strike, and expiration that you go after. Now, if anything that I just said to you regarding option, strike, expiration sounds foreign to you, then that means you guys really need to learn how to start to trade options and expand your horizons as a trader and become more diversified as a trader. Okay, so something to think about, guys, as we unfold here on this live stream, because we're going to cover stocks and options on the trade recap here today. Next. Kenneth says, Mike, I'm afraid AMD will never pull back to 60 for a long-term portfolio entry. Any thoughts? I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, I want to think that after having a flat top breakout like that on a quadruple top, that's what this was. 1, 2, 3, 4. There is a flat top break on a quadruple top, huge explosion out of this level. You would think the stock would give you a little bit of a pullback to retest that level, but this thing has just taken off like an absolute bat out of hell. If you're looking to add AMD in your long-term portfolio, I am not comfortable buying this at 85. I'm just not. Me personally, I can't bring myself to be a buyer in this region. There's no way I can do it without feel like I really chased and I paid up for that stock. The stock is in play right now. I like to buy stocks in my long-term portfolio when they're not in play, when they're not in the news headlines, when they're in consolidation phases. That's why I was talking to you guys. I was banging the table on this thing in March, April, May, June. I was banging the table in here. Okay. I mean, I added to this thing in March. Okay. I added to this thing in the 40s. Okay. I added to this thing there. All right. And then I was banging the table because nobody was talking about this stock in April, May, June, July. And all of a sudden you got the explosive move through that level, and then you got the earnings, and that extended and pushed the stock even higher. You know, I would at least wait maybe to try to get a pullback to 70. Maybe doesn't pull all the way back to 60. If it does pull back to 60, I am adding to my long-term position. If it does pull back to 60, I'll tell you guys that now. So if I see this thing back below 65, whether it's a month from now or a year from now, I'm adding to that position in front of 60. If you're looking for an add and you want to get in, you don't want to wait for that pullback, I would say at least try to see if you can get it below 75. Try to see if the stock at least maybe fills this gap. I still feel like you're paying up for the stock, but the stock's in play right now. It has momentum. It's making a clear, definitive move. I don't like buying stocks in my long-term portfolio when that is going on, when that's taking place. I like to let all of that momentum and all of that in play and all of that hype settle. And when the stock is quiet, that's when I like to go and I like to buy my shares for my long-term portfolio. Okay. For my long-term holdings, I like to buy stocks when they're quiet. Like you look at United Airlines. Okay. I bought United Airlines in my long-term portfolio when things were quiet. Right there is where I bought United Airlines in my long-term portfolio when things were quiet. I did not buy United Airlines in here when it was in the news every single day for a week straight. Okay. I like to buy them when things are quiet. Okay. So, that's my thoughts on AMD. I just think I think you're chasing it higher here. I think you're chasing it too high.
Yeah, I think there's a simple solution to this. If you want to be an AMD buyer, just look, you can trade the options, or you can take profit from other options or other trades and roll it into just buying AMD. That way, if you're looking at it as a long-term hold, then all you're doing is you're parking your profit somewhere. You're not gambling it on something else, and you don't really care if it, goes up or down a couple bucks. You just, especially if you believe in the thesis that there's $150 stock in a year or two, which, I'd say, yeah, that's probably likely. So roll profit from other trades into it. You guys should be doing that with all of your gains right now.
Yeah, that's a good point. Play with house money. Guys, essentially that's what I do. So guys, what I do is whatever I maintain a certain balance in my account, right? And then at the end of the month, whatever over that balance I am, I'll pull that money out and some of it goes into my long-term portfolio. So I'm essentially taking profit and I'm investing my profit. I'm investing my profit. I do it every month. Okay, I do it every month, whether the market's up, down, or sideways. But when we have a big sell-off, that's when I take a big chunk of cash and I start to buy chunks when stocks are on sale. And in March, stocks were on sale. I was banging the table in March. I was pleading with you all when everybody was talking about doomsday. Everyone's talking about the world is ending, Great Depression. Oh my God, market's going to go down 70%, 1920s all over again, Spanish flu, millions of people are going to die. And all those were the headlines in March. And I'm sitting there and I'm saying to everybody, I'm like, guys, I went through 2008. This is not worse than 2008. 2008, the world literally almost ended because the entire financial and banking system almost collapsed underneath us. That is not the case right now. Everything is completely different. I was banging the table in March to please take advantage of this opportunity. The Wolf and I did several live streams in March, and look at where we are now. Look at where we are. What happened to the end of the world? What happened to a Great Depression? What happened to all of those things? The NASDAQ's at an all-time high. Okay, so hopefully, if you're new to the channel and you just found us now, I would recommend going back and watching my videos from March when I was banging the table telling people what I'm buying. Because in March, I literally was doing live streams saying, guys, I just bought this. The Wolf came on and was like, guys, I just bought this. And then when you look at where those stocks are now, just a couple months later, it's not normal. You're not supposed to make 100% on your money or 200% on a position within a matter of months. Like that's just not the way investing works. Like you're supposed to make little gains over a long period of time, not get in Square at 40 and sell it at 85 a month and a half later. You're not supposed to get into AMD at 44 and then still be, and then I'm not selling the position at all. I'm not lightening my position a single share. I've not sold a single share of AMD, nor will I for many, many years. But I'm not supposed to be in at 44 and then 3-4 months ago and now be looking at 85. It's just crazy. It's crazy. The opportunities are insane. Okay, let's see. Next question, and then we're going to get into the recaps. Yeah, everybody's asking me about the Apple split, man. I must get this question at least 5 times a day about am I buying Apple after or before the split? I already own a very big position in Apple. It is I think it actually is my largest hold. Well, now with this recent move, it's definitely my biggest position weight wise, like percentage of my overall portfolio. Apple is my heaviest weighted stock in my long term portfolio. And I really don't plan on selling it. And what I will say to those of you that are looking forward to the forward split, they're doing a 1-for-4 or a 4-for-1, and that's taking place, I believe, August 24th. So historically, Apple's done a few forward splits in their lifetime. The only forward split, the only one where the stock was down 1 year later was the split they did in 1999. And that was because you had the dot-com bubble burst. That was the internet boom, and then you had the dot-com bubble burst, and all tech stocks got destroyed. The entire market got destroyed in 1999 and 2000, 2001. So you had that huge. Let me actually see if I can just pull this back out for you. Yeah, here it is. So let me pan this all the way over so you guys can see. There it is. Okay, this is the only time that Apple did a split. Here you guys can see a 2-for-1 split in the middle of 2000. Okay, you see that split, and then you had the crash. This is the dot-com bubble bursting in 2000. Okay, so this is the only time that Apple did a split and the stock was down 1 year later. Every other split that Apple has ever done has seen the stock gain a minimum of 17% 1 year later. You've got a few where it was like 24, 27, one was like 54. So, I'm a firm believer that Apple, I think once Apple goes through its split, I think you're looking at a 20% gain, at least. I think you're looking at a 20% gain once Apple does its split. And then I think you'll have a $2 trillion market cap company. You guys remember when 1 trillion was like, when we had Amazon and Apple, like the first Microsoft, the companies to reach that $1 trillion mark, and it was like the race to 1 trillion. And on CNBC, they would show the market caps of Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, and say the race to 1 trillion. Remember that was like such a big deal, and now we're already talking about a $2 trillion market cap for Apple. And I think Apple will achieve that $2 trillion price tag after the forward split. I do think after the forward split, you see Apple continue higher. All right, let's see. The split is August 24th. Yeah, copper. Good point. Copper Hunter. Good point. Talks about unless you have a U.S.-China trade war, Apple is right in the crosshairs. If there is another U.S.-China trade war, the tensions between U.S. and China continue to grow. So if there is another U.S.-China trade war, then yes, you could have. That would definitely affect the price of Apple, and you would see Apple stock pull back in if you do see something like that happen. Very, very, very possible. Very possible. Good point. So good to talk about, the risks as well as the potential there. Good to talk about it. Thank you, Megan. Wolf, Megan says that both of you are doing really well with your trading. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Megan. Thanks.
Thanks for noticing.
Thank you very much. NC600 says, Mike, how's the charting software coming? Oh, yeah. NC600 asks, Mike, how's the charting software coming along? Guys, exciting stuff is in the works here with TTG. And let me actually just give you a quick little update on that. NC600, because just asked about our charting software. As you guys know, or if you don't know and you're brand new to the channel, which with and True Trading Group, we are constantly investing back into the platform and going back into and putting money back into the platform so that we can come out with new tools, new resources for the group. And what I want to bring to everyone's attention real quick is that within the next couple of weeks, hopefully, at least within the next month or so, we plan on now releasing. We already did a trade simulator with real-time level 1, real-time level 2 for stocks and options. We did a forum that's open 24/7, and we did a stock screener so you guys can find and filter through the best stocks to trade throughout the course of the day so you know where to focus your attention. The features that we are working on next is a real-time charting software that is going to mimic TC2000. So I trade with Lightspeed. I hate their charts. I think Lightspeed charts are complete trash. That's why I love TC2000. And we are working on a trading software that will be included in your TTG membership for free, no extra charge. Everything's included so that you do not have to pay for a software like TC2000. If I just give you guys an idea here, when I click on, okay, TC2000, this is my plan. You guys see here, it's $300 a year. Then you have $15 for real-time stock data, $10 for real-time index data, $2 for real-time Dow Jones index, and then $50 for the MT Pro feed. This is what I want to bring to your guys' attention because you see this $50 charge here for live briefs from the MT Newswire. That this charges me $50 for that news feed. Okay. Well, guess what, boys and girls? TTG has signed a deal with NASDAQ.com where we are going to be getting a live news feed direct through on the MT Newswire feed. Okay. So with NASDAQ, okay, we've signed a deal with NASDAQ where we are going to be getting the real-time MT news feed, just like you see here, that I'm paying for as part of my $300 a year subscription on TC2000. That is going to be included in your TTG membership. So if you look at just what I pay right now for TC2000, you're talking $300 a year for charting, plus $15, plus $10, plus $2, plus $50. Add all that up, you're talking about $400 a year, and all of those resources, services, and tools are going to be included for free in your membership because we're going to have the real-time news feed through NASDAQ.com for the MT Newswire, and then we're going to have a charting software that's going to mimic TC2000. So you guys can save yourselves about $400 a year just by being part of True Trading Group. Now, if you subtract that from your TTG trading subscription, and you can end up getting like 60% off your membership if you think of it that way, because of just the money that you're going to save just by not having to subscribe to a third-party service for news and or charting software. Okay, so that's why NC600 was just asking me about the update with that trading software, because I'm working with a developer team to create a trading software that has all the features and user platform friendliness as TC2000. I love TC2000, guys. I think, the drawing tools, everything on it, super user friendly. I love it. And we're creating a software for TTG that will be our white labeled software, our proprietary software that we are creating for ourselves and for our members only. And it's going to be just like TC2000. I can't wait to share it with you guys. I'm working hard on it each and every day. And we hope to get that out to you guys as well as that news feed in the very, very near future. Okay. So that's something that I'm really excited about that I want to share with you all. The other thing that I want to share with you guys is that on Thursday, I am hosting another private study group session. So on Thursday, a private mentor study group where from 5 p.m. Eastern until 7 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be doing on a Zoom meeting, myself and I'm probably going to limit it till about, maybe 25 or 30 people, where we're going to be in a Zoom meeting. Okay, I'm going to limit the seats on that private study mentor group session because I like to do a lot of one-on-one interaction. I don't like when I do my private study groups, guys, I don't want it to be like hundreds of traders and just listening to me speak. I like it to be a small group where we can really interact. You can ask questions, members can interact, we can share screens and really dive in and go over specific lessons, topics, and questions that those members have. So I'm going to open the registration up for THD members tomorrow. And those of you that sign up by midnight Pacific time tonight are going to get a guaranteed reserved seat on my next private study mentor group session on Thursday. Okay, so you guys got to sign up by midnight Pacific time tonight to join me on my next private study mentor group, where I'm going to be, like I said, guys, covering a lot of different topics and questions. Use the coupon code TTG820, TTG820, and that can get you a 37% discount on a 1-year membership. And then that will get you guys, you'll be able to use and be part of and use all the resources and tools that come out down the road, like the charting software, like the news feed with NASDAQ.com. All of that's included for free. There's no upcharge for you guys to use any of these resources and tools. Okay, everything is included in your membership. You guys get access to the chat room for an entire year. You get our mobile app that's downloadable on iPhone and Android, where you can see my screen, hear me on the microphone, and follow along with all the push notifications for real-time trade alerts. Even if you're not in chat, you can follow along with what it is that we're trading. You guys will also get access to the trade simulator to practice trading stocks and options, okay, with fake money and real-time level 1 and real-time level 2. Full book level 2, guys, full book. You see everything on level 2 real time. There's no extra charge for this. It's all included. The stock screener to filter through all the stocks on the day to see which ones you should be focusing your attention on. Okay, our analyst report section that compiles all of the analyst reports on all the analyst ratings on a particular stock. So if you guys are interested in AMD, you can go down, you can type in AMD in our stock profile section, get a downloadable PDF report as well as analyst ratings that are compiled on every single analyst that covers that stock. How many have a buy, hold, and sell? We compile all that data for you in the analyst report section of the stock profile section on your member dashboard. All of this is included for free. The TGD form included. Okay, when we come out with the new charting software, included. The MT Newswire service with NASDAQ.com included. I just showed you that cost me about $400 a year alone. My TC2000 membership and the MT Newswire service cost me about $400 per year. That is going to be included in your subscription for free. Okay, so you guys are going to want to make sure that you get yourselves in and involved at this price point by using TTG 820. Reserve your seat for that private study mentor group session. That's going to be Thursday from 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, our prices have gone up over the last couple of months because we're adding all of these new features. So yes, for me to create the real-time simulator, for me to create the screener, the charting software, that news feed, all of that costs us a lot of money to implement in our platform. And that's why we keep raising our prices. Okay, a price for a True Trading Group subscription is now over $2,000 for the year. But everything I just explained to you is included. But with the coupon code TTG820, you get a 37% discount, which brings it down to $1,287 for the year. And you also get included with that the entire curriculum, all the courses, the beginner and advanced stock trading courses, the beginner and advanced option trading courses, trader psychology part 1 and part 2, how to thrive during a stock market crash, our new tax course, which can help you guys go through your taxes. And within the next probably week or so, we will be releasing our new swing trading course. I know a lot of people are excited and getting ready for the swing trading course. That is coming out within the next week or so. All of this is included in your membership, as well as all future resources and future courses that come out down the road. when we add a new course, when we add a new tool, a new resource, a new feature, it's included. You will never be upsold as a member of True Trading Group ever. It is an all-inclusive package. So use that coupon code, guys, TTG820. Sign up before midnight Pacific time tonight to guarantee your spot in my next private study mentor group session that's going to be held this Thursday from 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern time. All right. Now, what I want to do here, guys, is I want to start to get into the trade recaps. Let me see. I know you guys are super stoked. You guys, oh, Nick, you're funny as hell, though. Nick Jones says, listen, guys, in all caps, if you don't have $1,000 to get in with Mike, you don't need to be trading stocks. Nick, you're funny as hell, man. You're funny as hell. You're funny as hell. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah, guys, I know you guys are super stoked. You guys are super stoked. I'm excited. I'm excited to get all these new features out to you guys. Like I said, guys, my just so we're clear here, guys, and let me just take one quick minute. True Trading Group. Let me explain to you guys my vision for True Trading Group, and you guys either get on board with this vision or get onto somebody else's YouTube channel and somebody else's community that's flashing their house, their car, and stacks of cash in front of your face. My vision for True Trading Group is a hell of a lot more than just a chat room. The reason why I started True Trading Group in the first place is because there is nowhere to get a professional education online when it comes to trading. When I went and I started to look online, because I've always helped friends, I've always helped family, like when it comes to trading and investments questions, I've always helped friends and family. I've been answering people's questions and talking to people about stocks for years, okay? But it really hit me when I had somebody at a family party who was a cousin of my brother-in-law, who's a very avid stock trader, Robinhood account, would always ask me questions about particular stocks. And he at a family party one day, he asks me about this particular stock, and he goes over a pattern, and he shows me a pattern. He's like, oh, this is how, but what do you think about this and this? And I'm like, wait, what? And it turns out that he had subscribed, okay, for a $3,500 package to somebody that taught him how to use Fibonacci retracement levels wrong. He was explaining to me a particular chart setup on a stock, and it was wrong. His technical analysis was wrong. And when I say wrong, I don't mean he saw one analysis and I saw another. I mean, he was using the indicators incorrectly. And when he told me that he paid I think it was $3,500, if my memory serves me correctly. It was like some DVD package, something like that. It was like $3,500 or something like that. It was some stupidly expensive thing, and it was wrong. It was wrong. And I'm like, please don't tell me you paid for this. And he's like, no, yeah, like the guy's got like, hundreds of thousands of followers and blah, blah, blah. And, he's got thousands of people in his chat, and, he's a really good trader. And I'm like, apparently not, if this is how he's telling you to use Fibonacci retracement levels. And I've never been part of a trading group. Okay, I've never been in a chat room before. Literally, when I created TTG was the first time I've ever been trading in a chat room. So I didn't know what was out there. And I just went online, I started looking, and I'm like, oh my God, this is horrendous. Like, yeah, there's a couple of people that know what they're talking about, but the overwhelming majority of people that I found when I was just looking for education when it comes to trading don't know their ass from their elbow, but they're trying to tell you and convince you otherwise. And I was blown away. And I'm like, there's got to be a better way, okay, for people that want to learn how to do this. You shouldn't have to have Wall Street experience or some Ivy League education to be able to get this information. And that's when the idea of TTG was born. That's when it was created. So my vision for True Trading Group, guys, and this is why I'm constantly reinvesting back into the platform. When TTG first started, it was just a chat room and my courses. And since then, I keep reinvesting back into the platform to build out all these new features. We created the mobile app. Okay, it costs a lot of money to develop a mobile app, guys. We created the trade simulator. We paid for level 1 and level 2 data real time. We created the stock screener. We created the TTG forum, the TTG blog. Okay, we signed a deal with NASDAQ.com for the real-time MT Newswire service. And now I'm working with a team of developers, that sounds expensive, right? To develop a charting software. Because I want True Trading Group to become like a university, like an online university where it's not just follow my trades. It's learn how to become a consistently profitable trader on your own, where you don't have to just follow my trades or follow the Wolf's trades. And I want it to be a community, like a global community where there's TTG, where people are using the TTG platform to trade the German exchange, the London exchange, the Hong Kong exchange, the Australian exchange, the Brazilian exchange, and people are interacting globally and getting a professional education and utilizing all of these tools to where every single tool and resource that is necessary to be a consistently profitable trader is at your fingertips. That is my vision for True Trading Group. My vision for True Trading Group is to become a platform that eventually can partner with a Thinkorswim in E-Trade to provide education to the masses. That is my vision for True Trading Group, and that is why I continuously raise the price of a membership, because all of these features cost a lot of money. And I don't mind investing all of that money back into the platform because I don't need the subscription, guys. Okay, it's like I'm focusing on building this platform to become the best educational tool and resource for all kinds of traders, whether you're a day trader, a swing trader, an options trader. Okay, it doesn't matter. I want you guys to be able to have every resource available at your fingertips. None of this, oh, sign up, but then if you want this special package, that's an extra $2,000. Oh, but wait, but then if you want the VIP package, well, that's $4,000. Well, if you want to be in my inner circle, that's $7,500. And it's like you have to keep paying more and more and more for some new tool, some new resource, some special VIP bullshit. No. I want to create an online university, a community. And that's why I keep adding to the platform. And when I tell you guys that we are just getting started, guys, TG's been around for like 3 years. We've been around for about 3 years. And look how far we've come. Believe me, you won't even recognize us in another 3 years. So you guys either get on board that train and share my vision, or go be part of some other chat room that's going to just throw stock alerts in front of your face. That's why the prices keep going up. That's why the features keep getting added. And every time that, like someone said earlier, like, oh, I'm going to sign up in December. Prices are probably going to be higher in December. I'm telling you guys now, because every new feature I add, it costs a lot of money to add these features. So we raise our prices a little bit. So I'm telling you now, by December, our prices are probably going to be higher. Okay. So when you look back from June to July to August, we've raised our prices like $225, including the discount, per year. That's a big jump. And I'm telling you guys now that that's only going to continue. So when you sign up for True Trading Group, you get locked in at that particular price point for life. So if you sign up today for $1,287, and then the membership is $1,750, including a discount, 3 months from now, or 5 months from now, or a year from now, you will always pay the $1,287 when it comes time for your membership to renew. You are grandfathered in at that price point. So if you guys are looking for a community of support, resources, and education, TTG is the place for you, because that's my vision for it. And all of my TTG family members, you guys all know this by now. We have all of our online webinars. We have workshops, virtual trading sessions. I've got my private study group session on Thursday, guys. Okay, I've got my private session on Thursday. We just had Trader Palooza on Saturday, which was a 12-hour-long virtual trading workshop. The Wolf is doing a workshop on Friday. Okay, the Wolf's doing another private study group on Friday. I'm doing one on Thursday. It's only going to continue to get bigger and continue to get better. And I'm going to continue to add more resources and more tools so that you have the greatest chance of achieving your goals when it comes to trading. So use the coupon code TTG820 Get involved on this now, because the members that got involved on this months ago are happier than a pig in shit, happier than a dog in fresh cut grass that they signed up at the price point that they did, because the prices have gone up $225 in just the last couple of months. And I'm telling you that trend will continue. So sign up by midnight Pacific time tonight with that coupon code and reserve your seat for my private study mentor group session and join TTG and be part of my vision. Okay? So now with that said, guys, let's get on to the trade recaps on the day. I want to start things off with the winning trade. We'll start off with the winning trade on ATHE. Then we're going to talk about the losing trade on SSNT. Then we're going to talk about the one trade I did not make on SINT because I was too worried about my power going in and out. Again, there was a huge storm, that tropical storm, whatever. I don't even remember the name of the storm, but this huge tropical storm came flying up the East Coast, and it just crushed us today. There's trees down all over my neighborhood. And my power went out 3 times today. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to trade anymore. And I just shut it down. But there was a really good trade set up in the afternoon that I did not trade. Alex Campbell traded, and a little more teaching mods. I want to break down that pattern for you too. Let's talk about ATHE first. Okay, ATHE, guys. Let's just break this down. Okay. And here we go. All right, ATHE, guys. We're going to talk about ATHE first. Now, ATHE was a bit of a squeeze, a bit of a short squeeze, and I'll explain to you why. ATHE, when ATHE got denied at the high of the day right there, and you had the heaviest volume of the day at that moment, and that was a heavy volume rejection, typically the stock does this afterwards. Okay, typically that failed new high all the way down to your previous low on the heaviest volume of the day like that, on that rejection, that is a very, very bearish sign. This chart pattern right here is extremely bearish. Okay, if you looked at this stock at 10 a.m., this is a very bearish looking setup. So what happens when you get that big high volume rejection like that at the high of the day? Shorts fly in on this thing. Shorts fly in and they short this thing right here. And the stock never broke the low of the day. It never broke the low of the day. You will see the 23.6 Fibonacci retracement level lines up with that low of the day, and then here comes your trade line. So when you look at this stock was unable to break the low of the day before the trade line got there. So when this stock failed and looked like it should have rolled over, the low of the day and the 23.6 Fibonacci level was strong enough on its own to hold the stock together and cause it to hold that low and not break. Then the trade line came into play, and you see how the trade line comes up and starts to act as support also? Do you see that there? Now, the trade line, for those of you that are not familiar, is for me is the 9 exponential moving average. Okay? There it is. So now you had 2 indicators that were strong enough on their own to hold this stock together. Then a third came in. And that third was strong enough to squeeze all those short sellers that came in on that failed high, squeezed all of them right out. Squeeze all of them right out. This stock popped its head right over VWAP. And as soon as we popped over VWAP and the trade line started to move its way higher, I was looking at ATHE. We jumped in ATHE right there on that pop above VWAP. I'll take you guys to the trade alerts on the day. Now, this was a very, very fast trade. This stock, as soon as this stock popped its head over VWAP, it exploded. Now, typically, my trades last longer than the first 2 take profits on this ATHE. It was just the stock just took off like a bat out of hell. Took off like a bat out of hell. So I'll show you guys here. 10:25 a.m. long at $3.75. Okay. As soon as the stock popped up over VWAP, right there's the entry at 375. Then you see the trade line crosses up over VWAP. and squeezes this thing right through the high of the day. And as soon as we get up to the high of the day, I took the first piece of profit off the table at 410. Okay, so right there is the first take profit once we got up and made a new high. Then we extended, okay, and I took the bulk of my position off the table right there at $4.40. So again, I'm long at 375. 25% comes off at 410. 50% comes off at 440. And then I held on to one last piece of this position to see if we got follow through. I want to see if this prior high held. And when this prior high failed to hold, okay, right there is where I exited the last piece of my position for a final take profit at 389. Okay, a final take profit at 389. But on that extension, I was able to take the bulk of my position off the table there at $4.40. Okay, so this is literally all this was. Okay, were traders that shorted here, getting stopped out of their shorts, and traders that were getting long, chasing the stock higher, and then the stock just cooled off the entire rest of the day and just traded sideways. That is literally all that took place in that morning session on ATHE. That is what happened. Everybody that shorted the stock right here got squeezed out right there. And once that round of shares circulated through and traders got in and out of their positions, the stock did nothing the entire rest of the day. Okay, literally did nothing the entire rest of the day. Okay, but this is the action that you're seeing in small caps. Okay, you're seeing a busy hour in the morning and then a small cap trade in the morning. Be cautious going back to the well on it later that day. Reduce your position size, adjust your size down, okay, so that you're not risking all of your profits that you made on that first morning trade, because that's the best action of the day, is that early morning action. Okay, that's the best action of the day. All right, then you had SSNT, which was a similar setup, and this one actually ended up failing. Okay, SSNT was on the watch list today with the big gap up, but just sold off right off the open. And I wasn't really paying much attention to it until it started to hold your trade line. Starts to hold your trade line. Then you guys have here resistance at VWAP, resistance at VWAP, and then we popped our head up over VWAP on an increase in volume. Down here, guys, I actually went ahead and took a tier 1 position. I'll take you guys up to my alerts. You guys will see here I'm long tier 1 at 845. Okay, so right here, I'm long tier 1. Okay, I'm long tier 1 right there. Now, for those of you that are unfamiliar, tier 1 is 25% of your desired size. If you wanted to buy 10,000 shares, tier 1 would be only 2,500. If you wanted to buy 1,000 shares, tier 1 would be 250 shares. Okay, if you wanted to buy your tier 1. All right, tier 1 is a starter, it's a feeler, it's a beginner position when you think you see something, but you don't have any confirmation yet. So I thought that this stock had a chance to get over VWAP, get a trade line go across, and potentially squeeze. I thought we had a chance to see that. Okay, I thought we had a chance to see that. So I said, you know what, let me take a tier 1 now, because we started to get that increase in volume. And I said, okay, here comes that increase in volume. Let me get a tier 1. I'll add tier 2 if the stock breaks up over VWAP. Okay, that was my game plan. Okay, then as we zoom in, okay, as I zoom in, there's the tier 1. Then I'll take you guys back to the alerts. And here at 10:53, I added tier 2 at 888. As we popped our head up over VWAP right there. So there, as soon as we got over VWAP at the time was 870. So as soon as we got over 870, I added to a full-size position at 888. I took a piece of profit off the table at 936 as we approached this previous resistance level. You see this little prior low. So your initial low right there, we broke through resistance, then rolled over. So that was my first target. As we zoom in, you guys can see right here, there's your first take profit. I don't know why I can't move. Oh, my bad. I'm on repeat. Sorry about that. Let me delete this. There's your first take profit. I was only able to sell 25% of this position, guys. Okay. Was only able to sell 25% of my position up there at 936. And then the stock failed and we pulled back and I sold out flat right there. Okay. So again, let me chart is so screwed up. So there's tier 1, tier 2, first take profit, got flat. Okay, so this was a losing trade. This was the losing trade. I gave back a chunk of those ATHE profits. This was the only 2 trades I made today. So I'm 1 for 2. But I was able to take a piece of profit off the table in front of that resistance area from back here. And then I got stopped out on the rest of that position. So overall, that trade was a negative trade, but still positive on the day because of ATHE. Okay. So as you guys can see, we never got the crossover. You can see VWAP and trade line. Trade line never crossed up over VWAP. So that was a failed move on S&T and then stock. What I was looking for on SA, first time the entire day the trade line tested that VWAP, which was resistance earlier. So there's resistance at VWAP in the morning. There's volume, held VWAP, and then the stock had a real nice, beautiful move up here into the close. So this is the trade that I was looking at that I wanted to trade, but I threw it. When I was talking to members in chat, Alex Campbell, one of our moderators, was trading it himself. A couple of members were jumping in, trading this thing as well. And this was a beautiful move that took you all the way up to a high of around 344 after hours. Okay, and this was a really nice trade. The entry on this, guys, okay, the entry on this would have been, if I zoom this in, anywhere on that break over or that retest back of VWAP. Anywhere in these 2 regions would have been an entry on SINT, and you would have set your stop loss just below VWAP. Okay, so there would have been your entry, there would be your stop loss, and then obviously you guys saw what your potential gain could have been. Okay, so we talked people through this in chat, even though I didn't trade it. And that's the thing, guys. Like, just because I'm not, and again, I didn't trade this, but I'm still talking about it because it's a great setup. It's a good lesson that I want you guys to be able to identify. When you have a stock that shows you all day long clear resistance at VWAP, okay, clear resistance at VWAP, and then late in the day after lunchtime, you get a high volume break over VWAP and you get a trade line and VWAP crossover for the very first time the entire day. That's a great setup. And you look for the high volume through VWAP. You look for a decrease in volume on the pullback to test VWAP as support, and then you get your follow through. And that's exactly what happened here. I'll zoom in again to show you guys. Okay, there is your increase in volume through VWAP. There's your decrease in volume on your pullback to retest VWAP, and there's your successful test and hold, and then there's your follow through move as the stock continued higher. Okay, it was a beautiful trade, guys. It was a beautiful trade. Okay, congrats to those that caught this earlier today. Congratulations, guys. That was a really nice move. Okay, does anybody have any questions on CINT, SSNT, or ATHE specifically? Does anybody have any questions specifically on the trades I just went over? Nice, Bobby Wiggins, my man. Bobby Wiggins, welcome to the family, brother. Very nicely done. Great job, Bobby. Welcome to the family. Who else? Who else is ready to join Bobby? Who else is ready to join Bobby, guys? Join the TGD fam. Get on board with my vision for this family, guys. And that is what we are. We are a family. This is not just about follow the leader. Okay, this is not look at me, look how much money that I make, look how great a trader I am. This is let's get together. Let's provide real professional education. Guys, the courses is the same education that I learned working at a hedge fund. That's how I learned how to trade, by working at a hedge fund and going through an educational program that they put me through. So that's the same thing that you're going to learn in the courses. So, you know, TTG is a hell of a lot more than just the chat room and the trade alerts. It's so much more. It's so much more. my TGG members that are on the live stream, you guys can comment here in chat and talk about, what your experiences have been like with TTG, and if you guys are happy to call TTG home, because things are only going to get better from here, guys. I'm telling you guys now. Let me see. Yeah, guys, do me a favor too. Before we get on to Jason's recaps, guys, everyone give me a like. Everybody go ahead and smash that like button, guys. Everybody go ahead and smash that like button before I give Jason the mic and he goes over his big win today on those Tilray options. Ahmed Tahir. Guys, Ahmed Tahir wants to know, what can he expect from this channel? Why don't you guys tell Ahmed Tahir what to expect from this channel? Ahmed, I'll tell you, and then I'll let people that are subscribers, let them tell you as well. What you can expect from this channel is no bullshit, in your face, professional education when it comes to day trading and swing trading, stocks and options, learning from a hedge fund professional trading style, risk management, both True Trading Group YouTube channel, and that is what you will learn being part of the True Trading Group family. If you guys are new to this channel, you're going to want to do yourself a favor and click that subscribe button right now. Join the TGD family, guys. Join the YouTube channel. Use the coupon code TTG820. Get a 37% discount. Reserve your spot in my private study mentor group session this Thursday from 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern time. And make sure to hit that like button and share as well. All right, guys? So, with that being said, I'm going to pass the mic on over to Jason the Wolf Spatafora, and he will talk to you guys about Tilray.
Hey, everybody. Sorry, I was playing Candy Crush. I'm really good at Candy Crush, guys.
He actually is. What are you on, level 1600?
1600? Peasant. No, I'm on level 6600.
That's disgusting. That's actually level 6600. That's actually disgusting.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm one of the top Candy Crush players in the world. Also trade stocks. So, guys, Tilray, all right? Now, I believe it was 2 weeks ago we had on a 750 trade. We gave it a little bit of the Frankenstein, took some profit, reloaded, and then it went 100% plus. So then we got into this one. Guys, we've been in the $8 calls for, I want to say like a week now, maybe less. So, and it was rocky. Don't get me wrong. It was a rocky trade. Tilray wasn't. We got in Thursday, so it wasn't behaving. Actually, it was behaving exactly like Tilray behaves. Right now, if you guys are not part of TTG, you know that in June I did a webinar on pot stocks, and I've been preparing everybody in True Trading Group for a pot stock run that I foresee. So we've been positioning ourselves, and we usually play like Chronos or Cannabis options. Tilray is the one that we've played the last couple of weeks. So this trade got in at 58 cents, and it just kind of bounced around in the 50s. Went down, added, went back up, took some risk off the table, went back down to 45, reloaded, went back up to 55, we took profit, and I think this was Tuesday. And then it went down yesterday big. The option actually went all the way down to 34 cents, and, obviously people are they're freaking out because they weren't managing it. They were just holding from 58, which I understand. But guys, what I always tell people in TTG is, one, you have to manage your options no matter what. And what I mean by that is peeling some profit off, buying a dip, rinsing and repeating, and what you're doing when you do that is you're de-risking. That's first. The second thing I tell you is that, guys, if we have enough time with these, we're gonna win. Okay? Because I am not wrong on the direction. I am not going to be wrong on the pop stock direction. So yesterday we started to make a little bit of a move, and then today, out of nowhere, everything just started to spike. And we got a spike. Was it today, Mike, that I was like, look at Canopy, look at Chronos, see if they spiked as well?
Yep.
Yeah. So I didn't even have to look at the candle, and I was like, I bet they all spiked at the same time. So what is this? And now, guys, I've seen, I think, 3 of these spikes in the last week. Okay? And being that I've been trading pot stocks for, most of my trading life, I have a unique ability to remember price action. And everybody in TTG will tell you that is my mutant power, is to remember price action. And so this was no different. But the move was also coming on a bunch of other stocks crossing their 200-day moving average. So TrueLeave, I'm not sure Curaleaf, but everything was starting to move. Canopy crossed their 200 the other day. At 19, I believe. I think it was like 1905. And you can see the volumes picking up. So we were just really well positioned. Now, the only thing that I messed up on this trade is, and you guys know this, I'll set sells, like predetermined sells, in advance. And when this thing spiked, I didn't realize, I sold a bunch of my position. And I was like, oh, crap, So I ended up with, one, this was a great trade for me, okay? Because the whole objective of it was to increase the profit from my 750 puts that I had, which I crushed those 750 puts. And so did everybody else. So I was basically just rolling that into this, thinking I could catch another move, and that's exactly what we had. Guys, the move was from yesterday's low to today's high was 34 cents to $1.34. It's a huge move. So this option went 100% as foretold by the wolf, which was great. And we also caught some other stuff. We actually caught Green Thumb today and took our first position in that at, I think it was 1361. And then caught like a 40-cent move to 14. I'm holding on to that position because Green Thumb is just an absolute beast. But guys, look, the thing that you need to know is the Canadian companies, even though they gave us this move today, which was powerful, they're just trades to me. And that's all I'm going to look at them until they give us a reason. Now, as much as I've got bias in thinking that they're trades, I can't discount the fact that all of these are cult stocks. There are so many bag holders in this that are just cheerleading that, they can make Canadian pop stocks great again. And just like the U.S. companies were eating off the Canadian companies' plate from 2016 to 2018, it's going to be just as true for the Canadian companies now eating off the U.S.'s plate. Curaleaf, Green Thumb, and TrueLeave are going to put up disgusting earnings. And I mean disgusting in a good way. And that is going to spark another run, and then we're going to head into the election. And, but all while this is going on, we're not going to forget how to trade pot stocks. So our strategy right now is to hold a core and to trade a core. So we'll trim a little bit on pops and then reload. That way, we're always improving our average. And that is what you have to do with pot stocks. If you think that you could just buy and hold these for 5 years, you're going to leave a lot of money on the table. And you're also going to end up getting burned on one of these. Now, I don't think that you need to have 20 of these stocks. I think that you can create your own personal ETF right now and have it weighted with your top 5 and go from there. Like right now, we've got almost 10 in the pot stock portfolio, and the speculative ones, or the ones that are not in my top 5, are really performing unbelievably, like just great. So we'll use those to leverage ourselves into positions of stocks that have kind of made, are just running, but not running as strong. But these are like the higher price ones, like the Green Thumbs, the True Leaves, the Power REIT, the IIPRs of the world. So the Tilray trade was great, guys, but they are going to have earnings. I'm going to be cautiously optimistic. One of the things that you guys get, one of the benefits of being in TTG is all these CEOs. Well, I don't know the new CEO of Canopy, but I'm friends with the CEO of Chrono since before this was even a thing. We still talk. We have a good relationship. I don't give them any bullshit. They don't give me any bullshit. They hear things. We share things. Not anything about their companies, obviously, but just kind of like people that just have a unique ability to understand these companies a little bit more in depth than me. And the word around the campfire is that the earnings are going to be massive, for the U.S., but also, in speaking to these CEOs, they've been telling me since the last quarter. They go, look, this quarter is probably going to be a little light. The quarter where we really anticipate the most growth is going to be the one in the summer, and that's the one that's approaching now. So I think people are going to start giving even some of these, the Canopies, the Chronoses, and the Tilrays of the world a harder look. Afria will continue to be Afria. They unfortunately went first, and they weren't really that good. But, Afria's really only got broken coast. But there's going to be a lot of really good trades in here, and it's a really good market to get positioned in. So, with that, I'll take some weed questions.
Does anybody have any questions on the marijuana cannabis market for the Wolf?
All right. Do I like Chronos? Look, I think Chronos is, like I tell everybody in TTG, if Chronos ever goes back to $5.50, just buy as many $6, $6.50 calls a couple months out as you can. Because at that price, they're basically trading at cash. Hexo's a dud. Honestly, it's a dud. They've got too much debt. Somebody actually said it to me today that, they got that Molson deal. That Molson deal was completely one-sided and did absolutely nothing for the stock when it was announced. Am I going to play Tilray earnings? No. But look, if you're going to play cannabis earnings, play a straddle. That's the safest way to play it. And give yourself an additional week. Don't play weeklies. Play the next week, because what we've seen is consistently is a fade. So you could maybe capture the most from those calls if it goes up, and then wait for those puts to give back some what they took from you. Do I think Tilray's going up from here? I hate Tilray. I really hate Tilray, guys. And I said that when I put this trade on, But guys, if I think I could make money on it, I'll trade it. And I don't know how many times I've said that I hate. I think I said it before I entered the trade. I go, look, I want you guys to know I hate Tilray, but I think this is a good trade. Do I hold marijuana stocks long term? It depends on what you think is long. Usually, I'm getting it in the summer, which I'm doing now, and then I'm managing them. I'm selling into news, loading dips, and then I take the bulk of my position off the table in January, and then I trade what I have left till March, and then usually I'll keep a small position and trade that, or I'll just go short. Last year I didn't do that. I sold my entire position in pot stocks, and I went short. And everybody told me I was crazy, and this is March of 2019. And I fully went in thinking I was going to reload in the summer, and I never reloaded in the summer, which literally saved me millions of dollars. And I don't mean millions like a euphemism. I mean like actual millions of dollars.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've got a couple really big positions right now in companies that I invested in before they were public that, I'm carrying a lot of risk in non-public companies. Give you an idea, I've got almost 2 million shares of companies that aren't even public yet. So I'm not in any rush to just, just in case.
Someone was asking about when are their earnings?
I think Tilray is the 10th. Kronos might be. I'll tell you right now. I have it on my phone. Kronos is tomorrow. Oh no, Kronos is the 6th. So that's when is the 6th? Is that Friday?
The 6th is Thursday.
Oh, Thursday. Oh wow, today's Tuesday. I thought today was Wednesday. Tilray and Canopy are on the 10th. And then we got Harvest on the 11th, which are in. Green Thumb, which are in on the 12th. True Leave on the 12th. Curaleaf on the 17th. And I saw a question about Power REIT. The symbol is PW. And I think that that's the next IIPR. I've been in it since, my average is 870, but I've been in it since 7 something. It's like 25 something right now. But yeah, guys, look, the thing that you need to know about pot stocks is there's a seasonality to them, and that revolves a lot around financings. So in March, you want to take as much off the table as possible and then trade through the summer and then reload those positions. Puts in March is probably the easiest trade you'll ever make. And the way that you can buy puts, you can short the ETFs. Oh yeah, Cresco Labs on the 20th also. We're also in that. But, and everybody in TTG can tell you, the way that we've just traded Curaleaf, so we really wanted to get Curaleaf under 7, or I did anyway, and it just wasn't possible. It was too strong, so we took a position at 712, and, we took some profit, and then reloaded. On one of those reloads, we got a 72 cent difference. So, our true value, our true average on Curaleaf is closer to $6.70 now, which is exactly what you need, in this market. And now if it goes down to 7, I'm happy to just reload because of the way that we've been taking profit. And this is what you have to do with all of your pot stocks. And if you go down on any of your pot stocks, 15%, just cut it, okay? Don't be like the poor bastards in Aurora that are down 90% and still think it's going to be like the biggest company in Canada. Please. Yeah, Byron, I like Grow Generation. Is it a good idea to buy MJ? Guys, stay away from the ETFs. You can. I think that it's probably a better trade. Instead of owning it, I would say play the option. But you have to understand that those ETFs, every single one of those marijuana ETFs, is not able to hold U.S. companies. So if they can't hold U.S. companies, that means they're holding a couple of gems, and most of them, like, their biggest position is GW Pharma, or like CRBP, which is a biotech, which I think is a good company. If they can't own U.S. stocks, then why do you want to have like an ETF that has 20 companies, 80% of which are just complete dog shit? Shroom stocks. That's a long conversation. I actually just did an interview today with a reporter about shroom stocks. So you're gonna have to wait for that to come out. Curaleaf earnings expectations, they're gonna do over $100 million this quarter, and their expenses are gonna be down because of COVID. And all of them were just like doing like pickups and just absolutely destroying it. So yeah, I like Medicine Man. I like Medicine Man. Marcos. I was really good friends with the old CEO that died. But it's a solid company in the U.S. How do I feel about Altria investing in Kronos? Yeah, it's a good investment. I mean, they haven't really been paid on it, and Altria's got its own issues with Juul and the FDA and all this nonsense. But Bornstein's a smart guy. I think he's been pivoting for the last couple of quarters. So I think, Kronos can. I mean, look, if I had to own anything in Canada, and I know it's not sexy, but I'd own Kronos just because of their cash position. Oh my God. You're holding Tilray since 47? Ugh. Sorry. And then, all right, so I guess we're done with pot. And I guess the other trade we could talk about would be Boeing. I had a Boeing trade today, Mike.
I was very surprised.
Why were you surprised? That I killed it or that I traded Boeing?
That you traded Boeing.
Yeah, guys, it's like I say, guys, I watch a lot of stocks. And I was looking at Boeing and I was like, damn. I was like, I was actually looking at it. I was thinking about rebuying. So if you guys know, Boeing was one of the stocks that I talked about. Mike got in at 106. Me and my father-in-law, or my father-in-law and I, would be proper English, both got in at $90. And I sold half at 181, and then it pulled back, and I was like, I didn't buy, and then when it went back up to the 180s, I just sold it. So I was actually thinking about rebuying half of my position today, and then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to trade the options. So we traded the 165 call, and I think a lot of people in TTG were perplexed by that because it's been such a long time since I've traded Boeing.
Yeah.
But this is the thing that you guys need to understand is, and something that you guys have to do in practice also. Different sectors are going to be hot at different times. Like right now, everybody's, just rushing tech. So you got to go where the money is, where the cult is. Transportation has just been beaten up. And when I was looking at Boeing trading in such a tight range today, I was like, man, I can't remember the last time Boeing wasn't moving like a couple bucks, like here and there. So I just thought it was a good trade, a good risk reward. And yeah, look, I'd been looking at it and I was like, all right, I think this 165 is going to hit again. So we got in at 320. 320 was the price of the option. And I was still very cautious about it. And then it started to move. And then first take profit, 350, I got out of half of my position. Okay? So 350, got a nice 30-cent of insurance, and was like, okay, we'll just wait and see what happens. And then rebought it at 310. Got back my original position and now added to the position because now I'm like, okay, I've got insurance. I can play a little bit more, and if I need to get out, I can de-risk quickly. And, worst case scenario, I'll break even. So we got in at 310, and then we ended up, it was just kind of going sideways for a little bit. And then I took the 320s that I got off the table between 335 and 350. So, which was, another 15 cents and then another 30 cents, which was great. And now I'm in the position with a 310 average, and we've got momentum. And so, as I do, I'll trim like every 5 to 15 cents. And, I stuck with it. And I think I got flat at 385. And the option ended up going to 420, 430 or something like that. And look, I was telling everybody, if they were still in, just take advantage of the move. Don't get greedy because this is going to pull back. Because can't abandon your plan. And this is why I do my Wolfenstein trades, okay? Because I wanted to get at least $1 on this trade. But I didn't think that it wouldn't be an easy trade to just like buy and hold at 320 and then gun for 420. Because I'm going to want to take profit in between. So I had that first take profit, which was really nice. And then I reloaded, and now, so if you look at it this way, think about it as like the 320 and the 310s are two separate trades. So I got 30 cents on that first tranche. That's 10% gain. I'll take that all day. And then from the 310s, I got almost a 30% gain. But because I had that insurance, my position size was twice as big as my 320 size. And that allowed me to add a little bit of size while having a cushion of insurance just in case it went sideways. And this is exactly what we did on Tilray, except, on a much longer time frame, and exactly what we're doing when we're trading the pot stocks now. And, for options trading, it's a really good strategy to, adopt, because, one of the things that I hear a lot from people that aren't trading some of the options that I'm trading and are kind of going at it alone is they're getting into winning positions, but they're stopping out. And when I talk to them about it, they say, yeah, it'll go up. And I'll say, well, did you take any profit? And they're like, no. And then when it goes down, they start panicking. So they'll get like a 30-cent move to the upside and they won't take it. But then when they see a 30-cent move the other way, they panic and run. Which is exactly what you don't want to do in an option. So, look, guys, on Friday, I'm going to be doing a Zoom. So we're going to go over this, and it's just basically going to be, like a big one-on-one for everybody that wants to do it, and just kind of go over some of these things and just finally tune it. I've been doing webinars about options. I did one last week. I did one for Trader Palooza. But I think, we could be a little bit more specific here. And I think it'll be real beneficial for some of you guys that are trying to adopt this strategy. And guys, also remember, on the site, you can paper trade options and you can learn there. If you really have the desire to trade with real money, buy like one or two options. It's funny because I talked to one of our members today, and I was like, I'm like, I just want you to buy two of these. It's actually the Tilray option. I was like, just be in the one that we're in, and it was it the Tilray or the U.S. Steel? I don't know. Guys, it's really simple to learn. It just requires like discipline and you got to be a robot. So I'm not sure what the code is. Maybe TTG Shook can throw the code up.
I think he's with us right now.
Okay.
Which code? Which code do you?
I think it's TTG Wolf 8. If you want to be part of. So basically, for everybody that signs up tonight, you will get a spot in this little webinar that I'm going to do. And I think I'm still doing one-on-ones, which are also good. So, guys, if you sign up tonight by midnight,
Yeah, I guess, yeah, it is TGG Wolf 8. Yeah, guys, so for those of you, so guys, if you guys want a one-on-one or to join the Wolf's, to join his private study group session, use TTG Wolf 8. And he'll also give, I think anyone that signs up by midnight tonight will get a free one-on-one with the Wolf if you guys use TTG Wolf 8. Okay. Then if you guys want to join my private study mentor group session, you guys can use coupon code TTG 820. TTG 820. All right, guys. My private study group is on Thursday. The Wolf's is on Friday. All right.
Mike.
Yeah.
Sorry, I totally went long on this, but I give you a minute. Roku. We forgot about Roku.
Oh, that's right. Go ahead.
Guys, Roku, I think, is going to surprise. What you need to know, the last two earnings they beat, and the stock gapped up after hours, and then came right back down. All right? So I don't think that that's going to happen this time. Now, if you're dead set on playing earnings, you know, you've got to do a strangle, which is because it's going to move. You know, I would want to be like $10 in each direction on the option. So you buy a put, you buy a call. So you'd buy like 150 puts, 170 calls, something like that. But really, after the earnings, that thing is going to move around so much, similar to what like Apple did today, which I also said was going to happen yesterday. So it's going to give you a lot of opportunities, especially if you guys like swinging options like we did Boeing today. Think about that Boeing trade condensed into every 10 minutes. That's what Roku is going to be like on Friday or after earnings on Thursday. All right? So yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
That's all I got. All right, guys. That is it. That wraps us up. 2 hours right on the nose. 2 hours right on the nose. Look at, guys, Glenn Wilson says, people join, you'll make the money right back. Look at that. Glenn Wilson says, guys, join, you'll make the money right back. For those of you that are not yet members of True Trading Group, you guys get on board the train, be part of the vision, get the professional education, sign up before midnight tonight to get a guaranteed seat in my private study mentor group session on this Thursday from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. That's going to get you a 37% discount on a 1-year all-inclusive membership. That includes everything. All the courses, beginner and advanced, stock courses, option courses, trader psychology courses, tax courses, swing trading course that's coming out within the next week or so. All of our resources and tools, trade simulator, stock screener, TTG forum, mobile app download on your iPhone or Android, including all our Trader Palooza events, access to all those recordings, which are the 12-hour-long all-day virtual trading workshops. All of this is included, guys, in your membership. Get access to our real-time, our charting software that we're going to be coming out with here pretty soon, as well as the MT Newswire service that we just signed a deal with NASDAQ.com, which we offer our members real-time news service through the MT Newswire. All of that's going to be included in your membership. But I will tell you guys now, okay, if we, let's say, implement the real-time charting software and the MT Newswire service, and we implement that in August, I'm telling you guys this now, that in September, we're going to raise our prices because those features cost us more money. Okay? I told you this in June when we made the simulator and the stock screener. We raised our prices in July. I told you again in July, we're raising our prices in August. We raised our prices again in August. I'm telling you guys this again now. Once we release the charting software, and we release the Newswire service, we will be raising our prices again. So you want to make sure you guys sign up now, get locked in at the lower price point. So when those features become available, you will have access to them at the current price and not have to pay the raised price, which will be once we add those new features. So every time we add new features, we increase our price. I keep telling you guys this, and for those of you that keep sitting on the sidelines, waiting, you guys keep seeing that price of a membership continue to go up. You had an opportunity a couple months ago to join for $1,047. That price of a membership is now $1,287. Okay. Yes, if you upgrade to a lifetime membership, Tim, I'll get you a spot on that mentor study group. Absolutely, because as a lifetime member, Tim, you automatically get 4 sessions per year. All of our lifetime members automatically get 4 sessions per year that members use one every quarter. So one every 3 months, our lifetime members use a one-on-one mentorship session or a lifetime member study group that we're going to be hosting. You guys get 4 of those per year for all of our lifetime members. So again, guys, to join my mentor study group on Thursday, use coupon code TTG820. If you guys want to join the Wolf's study group session on Friday, coupon code TTGWolf8. Okay, guys, that's it. That does it for our live stream here tonight. You guys are awesome. Thanks again for joining us, guys. If you have not done so yet already, hit that like button.